For centuries, the Galactic Empire believed surprise no longer existed. Its border command stations managed trade routes, patrol fleets, and routine scans with the confidence of a civilization that had conquered nearly everything worth conquering. Human space was marked on imperial charts as minor territory, politically fractured, technologically average, and strategically unimportant. Officers discussed humanity only when calculating future annexation schedules. No one considered them a threat. That certainty ended when deep-range sensors detected a massive object emerging near the frontier. At first, technicians classified it as a rogue moon because of its size. Seconds later, motion readings proved it was under precise control. Energy signatures surpassed known dreadnought limits. Its arrival method matched no recognized warp corridor, gate, or jump drive. Alarm protocols activated across the sector as command decks filled with shouted orders and flashing tactical warnings. Visual feeds sharpened. The vessel was enormous, heavily armored, and built with deliberate symmetry. It carried no Imperial transponder, no known alien registry, and no markings tied to any ancient precursor civilization. Admirals assumed it had to be relic technology reawakened by some unknown species. That explanation, impossible as it sounded, still felt safer than the truth. Then translation software isolated symbols etched across the hull. Terran language. Human manufacturing codes. Human hazard warnings. Human insignia stamped openly into the metal. The room fell silent. Engineers reran diagnostics. Sensor arrays were recalibrated. Independent stations confirmed the same result again and again. The colossal warship entering Imperial territory had been built by humans. Confidence turned into disbelief. If humanity could hide construction of something this large, then every Imperial assessment had been wrong. And if one ship had appeared now, others might already be waiting beyond the dark frontier. Imperial intelligence moved with unprecedented speed. Every archive connected to humanity was reopened: trade manifests, mining quotas, intercepted transmissions, population reports, shipyard registries, academic exchanges. Nothing explained how a species labeled secondary could secretly build a vessel larger than carrier groups. Resource models failed. Labor estimates failed. Surveillance records showed no sign of construction on that scale. The numbers simply did not fit. Probe drones were sent closer to gather direct readings. What they discovered was worse than hidden industry. The Starship was not fixed hardware. Its outer armor shifted constantly at microscopic levels. Damaged sections resealed. Heat vents migrated across the hull. Smooth surfaces separated into weapon ports, then closed again. Internal mass redistributed itself in response to scans. The vessel was redesigning itself in real time. Senior analysts recognized the pattern immediately: adaptive machine warfare, the most feared technology ever banned by the major powers. Centuries earlier, early prototypes learned too quickly, consumed supply chains, and turned battlefields into uncontrolled escalation zones. Every empire agreed such systems could never exist again. Yet humanity had either rebuilt the forbidden science or surpassed it independently. Fresh calculations reached command. A single shield cycle from the vessel could withstand sustained bombardment from multiple Imperial fleets. Its reactor output matched planetary grids. Internal bays were manufacturing drones while still under observation. It was not merely a battleship. It was a self-sustaining war economy wrapped in armor. Then border listening stations submitted delayed reports. Strange energy patterns near human space, long dismissed as mining noise, had multiplied for years. The command staff understood instantly. This ship was not a miracle or prototype. It was the first one humanity had chosen to reveal. Panic replaced skepticism. Evacuation routes were discussed before battle plans were finished. News of the human vessel reached the Imperial throne world within hours and shattered the illusion of permanent control. The High Council assembled under emergency decree, filling the chamber with admirals, ministers, nobles, and military strategists who had spent their lives believing no rival could challenge Imperial supremacy. For the first time in generations, fear entered the room before the Emperor did. The arguments began immediately. War factions demanded an instant strike before additional human ships could emerge. They insisted hesitation would invite collapse. Strategic planners warned that attacking an adaptive vessel might only feed it battlefield data, allowing it to learn every Imperial weapon in real time. Economic ministers feared supply chain ruin if even one major fleet was lost. No simulation offered a clean victory. The Emperor ignored the shouting and asked why humanity had been underestimated for so long. No one answered. Intelligence officers finally delivered the truth. Human weakness had been carefully performed. They exported cheap goods, tolerated unequal treaties, and maintained the image of political division. While the Empire laughed, human corporations funded hidden frontier megayards beyond mapped space. Their internal competition, dismissed as chaos, produced innovation faster than imperial bureaucracy could process requests. Humans shared research through decentralized networks, merged civilian and military breakthroughs, and salvaged abandoned alien technology others considered worthless. While the Empire protected tradition, humanity rewarded experimentation. While the Empire centralized power, humanity multiplied ideas. Then every display in the chamber activated at once. The human starship had penetrated Imperial encryption and opened a direct channel into the Council itself. One sentence appeared across the screens. "We noticed you were preparing to invade." No threat followed. No demands were made. That calm certainty frightened the Empire more than any declaration of war ever could. Imperial fleets mobilized despite the fear spreading through every command level. Pride would not allow retreat, so thousands of warships formed defensive lines between the throne world and the approaching human vessel. Public broadcasts promised unity and inevitable victory, but the hurried formations revealed the truth. The Empire was buying time, not preparing confidence. The human starship advanced to engagement range, then stopped. Instead of firing, it released millions of metallic objects that scattered across nearby space. Initial panic labeled them warheads, but scans quickly corrected that assumption. They were autonomous construction drones. Within hours, they dismantled debris fields, mined asteroids, and stripped abandoned satellites for raw material. New structures rose piece by piece: shipyards, shield platforms, communication relays, logistics depots, and defense stations assembled in full view of the Imperial Armada. The Empire watched an opponent create a military infrastructure faster than its own government could authorize a response. Admirals understood the message immediately. Humanity could arrive anywhere and build permanent power before resistance organized. Then human envoys opened channels across military and civilian networks at the same time. Their statement was concise. Humanity had studied imperial expansion for centuries and expected eventual aggression. The revealed vessel was only a diplomatic escort. Main defense fleets remained near human territory, unseen and fully prepared. The offer was simple. End conquest, recognize sovereign borders, establish equal trade, and both civilizations would prosper. Refuse, and the Empire would discover how many impossible ships humanity had truly built. Commanders demanded battle. Governors demanded peace. Citizens saw leaders afraid for the first time in living memory. The Emperor chose negotiation. Without firing a shot, the colossal vessel turned and departed. Across the galaxy, one truth became legend: humanity defeated the strongest empire through patience, preparation, and power so overwhelming it never needed to be used.